Everyone, good morning. This is Daniel, and this is my futures trading journal. I record every day my thoughts and my analyst when I analyze the market in the mornings before trading, and some during trades. It's May 5th of 2021. And it's 8:07, so about 30 minutes before market opens. We're here on Central Time, and we're gonna get right into it. So we've been trading the ES lately. Been having some tough time in the ES. The market's been kind of off, or I've been off. I don't know which one is the correct answer, but we're gonna try to fix that. So we start on the day chart. It's not much information, but I see no major supply or demand zone in the area, so we're gonna go ahead and pass that. On the 1 hour chart, we have a supply zone. The supply zone was heavy, dropped all the way down here. It went through this mess right here, so it was kind of important. So we're just gonna set that up so we can look at it. We're at a 30-minute. We're in an uptrend. We've been uptrending since, it looks like, been uptrending since yesterday at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Yeah, we've been uptrending since yesterday at 10:30 during RTH, which is real trading hours. So possibly big money's in there. And of course, we have the 1 minute to get ready for our 8:30 to draw our lines for the 1 minute high and low, and then we'll be trading off the 5 minutes and the market profile. So we go to the market profile, blow that up, and you can see here. So I have a few rules that I've changed. Well, not changed, but added. So if you look at that, we have settlement, and most of the trading has been done above settlement. So this, we're going to just say this is about 90% has traded above settlement. So what does that mean? That means overnight traders are 90% net long, and you have to remember that overnight traders are weak hands because they're not the banks and institutions. So that's not big money, it's weak hands. And whenever we trade above settlement or below wherever we are, since we're net long, there's a chance of a correction to settlement to the downside for today. Now, in the past, I have looked at value for both overnight and real trading hours, and if we're above real trading hours and overnight, then I would just go long, and vice versa for below value area of real trading hours and overnight, and I would go short. So we're still doing that, but we do see that correction most of the time. So what we're doing is, if we're close or inside the value of the overnight, but outside value of real trading hours, then we will trade to fill the gap. If we're outside of value for real trading hours and overnight, which we are right now, then we'll just trade to long. But we have to be further out of value. Just a little bit ago, we were inside value. I think we're pretty close to value, so I'm going to be trading towards the gap to fill it. And then we'll be taking a long later on, possibly. So my trades consist of, I would like to see the market drop down to fill this gap. So I would take a long, I wanted to take a long somewhere where it is now, simply because it has this POC from a few days ago. Yes, overnight hit it, but that's nothing to hoot about. We want real trading hours to hit it, and also we also have it for overnight in the same area. So we want to cover all that and watch it go down. So hopefully this market drops a little bit down into value for the day before market opens. As I said, we have about 20 minutes left. It's 8:12 right now, 8:13 actually right now. So we're looking at that area to go short. And a super safe bet would be to go short to the edge of value of overnight. We're going to go a little bit further than that. We would like to see it hit settlement. But depending on the speed, I would really like to see it break this week low. So as you can see up here, auction is finished. It's still up here, auctioning higher, but it's pretty much finished because all this access. That's what that's supposed to mean. Down here, we don't have access. This is a poor low. We only have one new TPO. So it's going to want to come back and break that. So we really would like to have our profit target here. Now a super aggressive trade would be to hit this naked POC and VPOC. So puck, VPuck, whatever you want to call it. But this point of control seems important. I believe it's 10 wide, and for my rules, any POC that's 10 wide, 10 letter wide or larger is important. So the larger it is, the more important it is. Right now, I believe this is 10. We'll go ahead and count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so that's 10 wide. So that's very prominent. And since our correction is to the downside, we want to, if we can keep going with that momentum, we want to keep trading to there. But if not, then we want to take our profits here. So I'm going to move. I'm gonna have my profit target here because I do want to break that. And I don't think this is a spike base. We'll be watching that area for a bounce, but I don't believe that's a spike base. But it is outside of value, right outside of value. There is a cliff, and we do have a spike of, 2 TPOs or so. So that's why I said this is very aggressive. And it has an anomaly. That anomaly is important as well. So let's see what it does. But ultimately, we're looking to go to the downside, at least a settlement, and then we hope to break this poor low. Pump start getting sweaty, then maybe we'll exit out at settlement. But we're looking for this, and then if it continues, then we possibly will look for this as another trade for profit if we can get in, preferably outside of value or something, and go lower. So that's what we're looking at today. We do have a prominent POC up here as well. It's about the same distance from either end. That can be considered an anomaly as well. That's not, but that's more prominent anomaly because it's just one sticking out instead of three. But this is important as well. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. And it looks like we're falling back down into that area where I want it to be. So we'll see what happens. So we will resume recording if there's anything to report on. If I do happen to get into the trade, whether I win or lose, we'll update the video. So we'll be back later. Okay, so this is part 2 of my May 5th trade of 2021. I got out of my first trade, so this is why I got out of my first trade. I probably got out too early, but I think I read something wrong. So this is my first time kind of doing this gap fill, and I was thinking where price was at till settlement would be gap fill, correct? Well, it's not. Gap fill is here where the single prints are, which makes more sense because this was real trading hours. This was overnight. There's a small gap. We filled it. And now it looks like we're getting some buying pressure. We still could go down to the downside and actually hit settlement. But yeah, that was a whole nother thing. I just got some information from a friend explaining me the gap. Just makes sense. Now, this would be a week time frame reference point. So you cannot. I would not be able to take trades off of this, but I would be able to take profits from here. So I should have took profits from this area here if the gap fill was this, because you come in, you fill the gap, we come down to this, weak hands are looking at this to kind of push the market up. So you get out here, it goes a little bit lower, and then bam. So now we're kind of waiting to see what the market would do. Also over here on VWAP, this is 5 minutes, so we go to 30 minute. Just remember we're in the uptrend. We're in the uptrend, so we could see higher. We're gonna wait. So the next thing is to break this. They're saying all-time highs. We could go to this area right here. I don't know where to jump in at. So I'm going to take my time, breathe, and look at the market and try to gather some information of where to go long if I'm going long. Yeah, volume died up a bunch down there. but it's dead up here too. So so here's to going long. We're watching it. We're watching it. We're watching it. I will update once I kind of find a plan. 3 for May 5th. This is the morning of the 6th, but I realized I never did my entry for the previous day, my last few trades. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I basically took a short right here. And we're looking at the 1 minute chart because the trade was so fine in it. So we basically took a trade right here at the very top. Ended up going down. I didn't get out here because on the profile, so yeah, I remember it was the top of the range. So at 78.25, I shorted. My target was originally the low of the overnight profile. We were 90% net long. Was trying to go to settlement. Ended up taking profits. The first drop that you see right here basically went to half back and a little bit deeper, and then we pulled back up. So I exited my first position about right there at somewhere around 41.70. Let it figure itself out, and then I got right back in at around 41.69. So almost dead on. Well, basically dead on. Didn't miss a beat. Let it ride down. I got out right here around 41.60 instead of at least going all the way down to settlement. I got nervous. I went to settlement and actually went to, in this B period, break the overnight high, which I thought was going to happen. I just scared myself out of the trade, which probably lost $150 worth of profit. But it was good. That was a $700 trade. And then we started movement up. I could not catch this move to the upside. I didn't try. I couldn't see if it was continuation to the upside or if it was going to come back down. But we're going to 5 minute now. This was the last trade that was not documented that I'm reviewing. My platform's acting all wonky now. It's not showing anything. That's great. Happens to do this sometimes. While I'm waiting for this to load, I'll leave that up in case I gotta remake this video. Yeah. Practice. See if I can go to replay. Alright, so we're back at it. It just acts wonky sometimes. I don't know why. So when it came back up, this was the move I was talking about. When it came back up, I was trying to short this. I tried to short it right at the open by joining the ask, which was fine. My stop was right about here, which was, yeah, a tick or two before the open, the actual open. The reason why I did that is because I seen volume over here slow up. It was slowing up majorly before an E period. It was slowing up before it got here. So I joined ask. It broke this, stopped me out here. I wanted to jump back in, but I thought it was too soon. I thought it was emotions. So I didn't get back in on my actual account. I went to my practice account and jumped in. I probably jumped in about right here after and moved my stop up here. Yeah, so I got in here, moved my stop up a little bit to 80.50. As you see, we went up there. I still seen volume slowing down. We started to curve right here and kind of drop down. When we got right around here, I went ahead and entered a second contract. So that basically made my price drop to 77.75, I believe. No, 77.50. Yeah, that made me drop to 77.50 as far as price goes. Now I wasn't able to continue that trade. I had to go do something. But if you look at that move, it goes all the way down, comes back up, touches value. $76, $75, $76. So it comes back up, touches value. Wouldn't have stopped me out. Would have been close to break even. And then gaps back down. This was still an hour before I had to get out. Roughly. Yeah, this is an hour before I had to get out of the market. Jumps back down, all the way back down to settlement again, which was blasphemy because that was not my target. My target would have been half back, but it went all the way back down to settlement again. I believe that's L period. Or M period, I'm sorry. And then it kind of just, tries to correct and just continues down for the rest of the day. So that would have been one hell of a trade. I just want to log that. I did read volume correctly, it seems. I should have played it on my actual account, but I already had a nice day, and I wasn't trying to Hail Mary or anything. I was really trying to see if I was reading the volume correctly, which is why I switched to practice account. So that was good on me. But next time when we see something like that, possibly we'll go ahead and take the trade a second time. Or give it more room. Possibly. That's it for the May 5th trades. I wish I had my arrows on here, but they clear them every day. So we can go ahead and add this to the end of the video. That's it, and I'll see you next time on trade.